beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Unka, only on Afia TV, on DSTV channel 254, Go TV channel 17, and Free TV channel 748. My name is Chinalurumogu Eze, your host tonight. It's Tuesday, and I'm pretty sure you're having fun. Even if you are not having fun, find a way to have fun. That's all I can tell you. There was this meme I saw on social media said, if you're going through anything, continue going through that thing. The Lord is your strength and your muscle. But most importantly, there's been an outrage on social media with good reason. Hashtag end girl child marriage has been trending all over social media due to the fact that Somalia the parliament banned child marriage, and there was an outrage by the people, especially men, because why would they stop marrying children? So social media has been awash with women mostly speaking out on the fact that child marriage should come to an end, and you should lend your voice to this particular campaign, because kids should be kids. They should not be sent off to married to homes, having kids at 15, at 16, at 11. It's crazy. So lend your voice to this cause. It's still happening in Nigeria. It's still happening in Somalia. It's still happening in many African countries. Child marriage is still a thing, and we stand against it and say, end girl child marriage in Africa. Thank you so much. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, I'll introduce to you our guest tonight. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Unka. My name is Chinalurumogu Eze. You know how we do it on the show? On the show we have inspiring individuals, creatives. We have filmmakers, actors, actresses who are celebrating. So shout power. Tonight we have a bunch of individuals, kids, who are doing something unique in their environment. Mostly because they are spurred by a school environment that makes sure they're able to reach their full potential. Children who are creating something at a young age and are making sure that the Igbo language does not die. You know, over the years, or I think last year, I saw something that said, a research that said that Igbo language seems to be one of those languages that would go into extinction. And I say, not under my watch. And these kids are also saying, not under our watch will Igbo language go into extinction. And they took it very seriously. They said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to create something unique, something that can help kids like us, older people, anyone who's trying to learn the Igbo language, to make sure this language does not die. That's all I can say about it now, because they will do all the talking with their teacher and all that. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our guests tonight. 3 beautiful women. I wish I could say, I think the other 2 are not yet women. They are still girls. So 1 woman, 2 girls, who are representatives from Roseville Secondary School. Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good night. How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Chimamanda Ezinwa.
Chimamanda Ezinwa, and you are?
My name is Jachima David-Eze.
Jachima David-Eze, and we have
Miss Oramalu Oge.
Miss Oramalu Oge. Welcome. You guys look so, you know, let me not say, when I went to secondary school, yeah, we know used to wear suits. We didn't wear suits like that, you know, looking all put together and all that. I love it. The glasses are beautiful.
Thank you.
I look at you with your all back, and your teacher looks gorgeous as well. Let's celebrate everybody on the show. Wow! Welcome. So, Daniella, you said Jachima.
Yes.
Jachima, Chimamanda, and Miss Oge. Welcome to Unka. Is this your first time on Afia TV?
Yes.
Oh, is this your first time on TV at all?
Yes.
Ooh. Is there someone you want to give a quick shout out before we go into the main conversation? Is there someone you want to say, hi? Is it, hi mom, I'm on TV? I don't know. Is there someone you want to talk to?
Hi everybody at school, I'm on TV.
Hi everyone, what about you?
Shout out to my brother Kenena. I'm on TV.
Oh, that's so sweet. Miss Oge, do you have anybody?
I think I'm going to join Chimamanda to say shout out to
everyone at school, right?
Yes.
Makes sense. Shout out to everyone at school. We are on TV. I mean, I'm on TV too. I mean, I'm always on TV. Well, you get the point, right?
Yes.
Thank you. So welcome to Unka. My name is Chinalurumogu Eze, as you already know, but it makes sense that I also introduce myself again. This is my first time having kids on the show. Yeah, this is my first time having kids on the show. And it's not like I don't want to, but I think from what I've observed in Enugu, some of the kids who tend to be maybe doing well are not exactly putting their stuff out there for people to really notice them like that. Because I remember, I think during Children's Day, I wanted to have a child, that sort of thing, maybe a child actor, a child doing something, because Unka is about really promoting creativity, right? I couldn't find something like that. Maybe if I had searched further, I would find, but I'm honored to have you kids on the show. So we're going to have a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, I'd like to know your ages. How old are you?
I'm 14.
You're 14?
Yes.
Wow, you are.
I'm 16.
But how? Like how? 16?
Yes.
What are you eating? What do you normally have for breakfast?
Cyrillac.
Like because wow, you are 16. But you don't look 16 though. I was thinking you guys were like 15. Are you in the same class?
Oh no.
Oh, what class are you in?
I'm in SS2.
Oh, are you in SS3?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, the Son of God. So you're writing, are you done with WAEC? I don't know the school calendar right now. I don't know how it's like.
No,
are you done?
Next year.
Oh, okay, it's true. A new academic session just started in September.
Yes.
Oh wow, I'm not a student anymore. It's been many years ago, so I don't keep up with those stuff anymore. But that's really good. 14 and 16. Wow, that's massive. But I want to quickly, tilt the conversation a little bit to something I talked about in my introduction. I talked about, the hashtag end girl child marriage that's happening all over the world. At least I know all over the world, women are trying to speak up, stop the marriage. Like a man who's like 40 or 50 is marrying children between the ages of 8, 11, 13, 14. You're 16. And I think in America at 16, you can drive a car. Yes, at 16. So maybe they see you as a full adult. So as a 16-year-old, if a man wanted to marry you now, what would you say to that man?
I'm not mentally prepared.
Indeed, you are not. What about you? If a man wanted to marry you right now, what would you say?
No. I won't even mean words, just no.
No, right?
No.
And your parents would also say no, because sometimes the parents are also the facilitators. They'll tell you if the parents agrees that the child is old enough for marriage at 8, they will give you out in marriage. It's crazy. What do you think? What do you think about this whole thing about this girl child marriage thing happening in Africa? What do you think about it?
Okay. I think it's a way of cutting a girl's ability to grow. If you get her married at 8, she won't have space to grow, go to school, or you won't even know if she could be an actor or actress, because you've sent her in to be a mother and everything, and it's a bit limiting and depressing.
It is not a bit limiting. It is very limiting. Very limiting. Yes. What about you, Jachima?
You're going to increase the level of dependency of that child, because she will not think that she can be independent. She'll be depending on that husband.
Okay.
All the time.
You want to grow up and not be dependent on your husband?
You're not meant to always depend on a man for everything.
Who's teaching these children these things? What? I'm surprised. Wow. Did you hear that? I don't know if you're writing, you have your jotters and pens out there, because this is a whole lot of knowledge being dished out on this show. Jachima said you should not always be depending on a man. Dear women, have you heard? You know when I say it, have I ever said it? But whatever. When I say it looks like stop. But yes, Jachima just cleared you people. You should not always depend on a man for survival. Dear woman, work, make your own money, have your own money, and don't send that 8-year-old into marriage. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful response. I don't want to hear what you have to say. My focus is on these ones, right? Thank you so much for that. So let's go to the reason why we are here. You guys have done something beautiful. I think I've had a couple of people who champion the culture, Igbo culture, on the show, and they're very much interested in it. They speak the language often, they promote it everywhere they go. They even do poetry in Igbo. As far as doing poetry in Igbo, and that's going to be very, honestly, it can be hard thinking of how to translate all the English words in the poem into Igbo. It can be tasking, but some individuals have made it their utmost priority. I'm going to perform this poem in Igbo. I'm going to promote the culture. I'm going to chant in Igbo. These are ways we put our things out there. So I really want to know, maybe I should, yes, Miss Oge, it's your time now. So how did this come about? Let me have that. Let's lift it up. So the Igbo word builder card game that was introduced, whose idea was it, first of all?
Okay, so the Umube Okwibo, actually.
Okwibo, thank you.
It's an idea that was developed by the Languages Department of Roseville Secondary School. Being teachers of languages, it hasn't been really easy because we see students get high grades in English, but we see them suffer in Igbo. We speak to them in Igbo. You're an Igbo teacher and then you go to class and you're talking to the students and they're replying as if they've never heard Igbo in their life before. You come across a student or maybe someone on the way and you're speaking to the person in Igbo and the parents tells you, no, please don't talk to my child in Igbo. And you're wondering what really is going on. What is your name? Your name is Okoye Akwabata. Your name is Okawa for this. You're answering an Igbo name. What is the meaning of your name? You don't even know that. So over time, in the Igbo Club, we actually decided that, okay, if English language can have a lot of games, ways that children can learn how to speak. They have the Scrabble, they have Monopoly, they have so many world building games. Why can't we actually do this for Igbo and make learning fun, make Igbo learning fun, so that people see that, because now Igbo is just rated as a cake, something that when you're speaking, it's just as if you don't even follow.
Yeah.
So, but that's not what we want the Igbo culture to be. And we are lucky enough to be in an environment that actually inspires this creativity. So the department came up with the idea in conjunction with the Igbo Club, the students, just as you see them here. And we had to do our research based on the games that are out there already with English here and there, try to bring in our own creativity and everything. And yeah, you have it. We came up with Umubo Pibo.
Umubo Pibo. That's beautiful. It's from what I've seen from the video that you sent me at some point in time, I realized it has a similarity to Scrabble.
Yeah. And
it's good that you guys came up with that idea. But when you say, I don't know, sometimes, I needed to make sure, because it's not only because they speak English for this show. So we can just switch a little bit for we have a vast audience watching us, so we can switch. But feel free. Anytime you feel like you've spoken too much English, feel free to switch. You are allowed to, okay? Right. So I think now I'll direct the question to the students, right? Because we mostly see these things with older people and parents say that some Umaziada Suzibo, Ijofa in English, Ijofa in Igbo, Hasaga in English. We see parents, we see teachers, we see old people complain about these things. What about you? Do you see these things the way they see? Do you find it offensive that kids your age do not know the culture, they don't know their language, or do you see it as a problem at all?
Yes, I do. It's a big one. Because whenever you speak Igbo, it makes you look out of place. You're not part of those that speak English in a very posh tune. It makes it sound as if you speak Igbo, English is out of the option for you. It's like that you can't speak both English and Igbo. It feels so wrong and imbalanced. Like me now, I make it a job and responsibility. Once you say Kedu, I always say Adimumma. Because now in this Kedu, I'm fine. It's it's wrong.
It's very wrong.
Very wrong. Yes. It's how are you? I'm fine. And Kedu Adimumma. Igbo is a language as good as English. Thank you very much.
Can we give her a round of applause? Woo! I should have more students on the show. Yeah. I love it. What about you, Jachima?
I don't have a problem in Igbo. Like in senior school, Igbo is an elective subject. Yes. Okay. And not many people do it.
Of course.
Yes. But I think people should actually do Igbo because it's not only like expose you to learning more about your culture, you actually become more fluent in speaking it.
Right. Yeah. But I really want to know what your childhood was like. There are people that grew up with parents speaking only English to them. I had a guest, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, that said she realized she noticed a problem with her kids. She noticed that she would speak Igbo, they will not understand. for kids that she grew up teaching Igbo. So she even wrote a book about it. She said, okay, here's what's going to happen. When we go to church, I'll tell them, I know, no loka. Oloka is church. She had to make a conscious effort to make sure that they were understanding little words in Igbo. So did you grow up with your parents speaking Igbo to you? Or were they speaking English? Or did you learn from your grandmother? A lot of people learn from grandmothers.
Yes.
A lot of them learn from grandmothers. So what was it like for you?
I learned from everybody around me, both in the village, at home.
Oh, you travel a lot?
Yes.
That's another thing. Some kids don't travel. Okay, not some kids. I don't travel again. I don't know what happened, but I just don't do it anymore. I'm from Anambra State, by the way, and it's... Are you from Anambra too?
No, I'm from Enugu. It's my mom.
That's from Anambra. Are you from Anambra?
Yes.
Go away from here. Go away. What was one of the please? Oh, I'm from Ikiala.
Oh, nice.
Nice to meet you, sis.
Same
That's
here.
like your sisters.
We are sisters.
Yes. So yes, I asked you a question. So for you, what was it like growing up? Were they speaking to you a lot, or you just picked it up from a grandparent?
Okay, so I spoke both English and Igbo from everybody, both dad and mom and grandma and grandpa. Everybody spoke both English and Igbo at home. Like at home too, I also speak Igbo to everyone around me, or English when it calls for it too. So I learned English and Igbo together, side by side. It was important to speak both of them.
So your parents also made a conscious effort to communicate with you in Igbo.
Yes.
That's the major thing, because some people will not do that thing. It's crazy. And some have a reason. They'll tell you, oh, Pekka, no Pekka. But I know there's this video I saw on TikTok recently. The mother this child is 5, but the child only speaks Igbo. Right, but then there are times she will try to be like, oh my god, mommy, because it was so sweet, so cute. Jachima, what about you? What was growing up like? Did your both parents speak Igbo to you, or did you pick it up along the way?
Both of them spoke Igbo to me. In my house, they don't speak English, so you must understand what they are saying.
Wow.
And my father mostly speaks our dialect, so I understand, but
Wait,
I can't.
Which part of Enugu are you from?
Nsuka.
Aha! Yes, you are gonna speak Nsukka dialect. I know in Anumanga. I went to the University of Nigeria in Nsukka for 4 years, so I picked it up from classmates. In fact, so my name is Chinalurumogu Eze. So the Eze surname, we have like 20 people in my class with Eze. All of them are from Nsukka. I'm the only one from Anambra State. So whenever we had meetings, group projects, everybody would speak in Nsukka. We just they look. But sometimes it sounds sweet to the ear. Sometimes it feels like they're speaking like Efik. It's something very, very different. But I like it somehow. So do you know how to speak it?
I can.
I can.
No, wait. I can understand.
Oh, no,
but then
now.
if you ask me how I am in the sky, I can respond.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you how you are. Are you ready?
Yes.
Jachima, Kekime.
No, you say Imaga.
What? Sorry?
Imaga.
Meaning we are. Imahu?
Imaga.
What does that mean?
How are you?
Now, wow. So I am fine is now what?
Adimoye.
Okay, yeah, I know. That was very popular. Adimoye. I even say it a lot, Adimoye. But you need to know how to speak that in Nsukka. I like it. So learn it for my sake. So when you finish learning, call me and say, Miss Nalo, finish learning. I'm like, good, we can have you on the show. We'll be communicating in Nsukka. You'll be speaking Nsukka, I'll be speaking English, interpreting, doing a little Igbo on the side. But I'm serious. I love when people, I don't know, I just love when people speak that Nsukka dialect. Somehow it's... Yeah. Someone who did not go to UNN may not understand, but because I went to University of Nigeria Nsukka, the person that sounds like they speak Nsukka dialect everywhere. So a little bit of it will just stick into your head. Wow.
It's so funny. I actually did go to UNN, but I don't know how to speak.
Oh, wow. Okay. So many similarities between me and your teacher. Nice. But it's cool. My elder sister went to UNN. But she didn't pay attention to them. I think I pay attention to a lot of things, right? And especially when I love it. Some people don't like the way it sounds, but I do. Like, it's like when you're speaking, you're saying something with so much energy. It's like you're pounding, got it. shout out to Nsukka people out there. For real, shout out to you people. I love it. But the one I can't understand is Abakaliki Igbo. I cannot understand it at all. I cannot understand Abakaliki Igbo. No matter how I try, but I can't understand it. Like, but shout out to you all as well. That's the difference. Like Igbo is very interesting.
Yes.
And sometimes have you ever asked yourself how the dialects dispersed, how it's descended, sort of. Anambra, we have our own. In Enugu, there are many. Kano people speak something else. Ojiriba has their own. Udi has their own. Nsukka has their own. Or is it Imo? Hey! Imo is another one that sounds sweet to the ear. Like, it's so different. I don't have an answer to that. If you have an answer to that, please tell us how this thing descended. And who knows, we could have you on the show to explain to us how the Igbo dialect thing descended. That's really cool. We've divulged a lot of information on the show right now. There's been a lot of words of wisdom have just been flying all around from Jachima, from Chimamanda, from Miss Oge, from everybody. I hope you're also getting my own motivational speech. You get the idea, right? We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation with these amazing individuals from Roseville Secondary School, Enugu. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Nka. My name is Chinalurumogu Eze, your host as usual. And if you're just joining us, well, I'd say shame on you as usual, because you just missed one of the most beautiful pieces of advice from teenagers. Yes, you missed one of the most beautiful pieces of advice from teenagers, especially